Good morning, my dear students. In the previous video, we have already seen, or you can see in the previous class, we have already seen how to calculate the cost of goods sold. Today, we are going to, as I have already told you, we are going to see the calculation of gross profit as well as the cost of goods sold using different types of questions. Okay, so let's start. Uh, these all questions we have solved in the previous day, right? In the previous video, it was solved. Today, we are going to take this question, illustration number 4. What is here? Calculate gross profit when total purchases during the year were how much? 8 lakh and return outward were 20,000. Return outward means purchase return, right? Total purchase is 8 lakh and return outward is 20,000. So what will be the adjustment here? 8 lakh minus 20,000. Why? Because the return is there of 20,000. So the net purchase will be how much? 7 lakh 80,000. Why we are deducting it? Because that has been returned now. It is not there with us. So that is why we are going to take the net purchase of 7 lakh 80,000. 8 lakh minus 20,000, right? 8 lakh minus 20,000. The direct expenses were 60,000. Okay. And after that, what is there? Right? The direct expense is 60,000. After that, is told that 2/3 of the goods sold. Okay. 2/3 of the goods are sold for 6 lakh 10,000. Right? 2/3 of the goods are sold for 6 lakh 10,000. Clear? It indicates that whatever the goods we have sold, okay, from there 2/3 of the goods are sold for 6 lakh 10,000. Right? Now let's find out first of all cost of goods sold. Now here you can see that no closing stock has been given, isn't it? No closing stock has been given here in this question. Clear? So this cost of goods sold, first of all we have to find out. Now remember that only the information of 2/3 of the goods has been given, so we'll find out the profit, gross profit on only 2/3 of the goods. Okay, so don't panic about that, no problem. Since there is no closing stock, so we'll avoid that and we will go with the formula. That is, cost of goods sold will be opening stock plus purchase plus direct expenses minus closing stock, isn't it? We don't have any opening stock, so ignore it. We'll start with purchases plus direct expenses minus closing stock. Again, closing stock is not there, so ignore that also. So only what things we are getting? Purchases and direct expenses. So it will be cost of goods sold equals to total purchases minus return we have to do because we have to take the net purchase plus direct expenses. So what is the purchase? 8 lakh minus the return of 20,000 plus the direct expenses of 60,000. The answer comes to 8 lakh 40,000. Okay, 8 lakh 40,000. This is the cost of goods sold. And from this cost of goods sold, the information has been given for only of 2/3. So we'll take only the 2/3 part. So the 2/3 of 8 lakh 40,000 was sold, isn't it? So 2/3 of 8 lakh 40,000 we have to find out. So what is the cost of 2/3 of the goods sold? 8 lakh 40,000 into 2 by 3. So it is coming 5 lakh 60,000. This 5 lakh 60,000 is the cost of goods sold, the information of which is given here. ठीक है, यहाँ पे सिर्फ बता के दिया, देखो 2/3 of the goods sold was sold for what is the selling price of the 2/3 of the goods? 6 lakh 10,000. ये selling price था. 2/3 of the goods sold जो हुआ था उसका selling price 6 lakh 10,000 था, right? So is the selling price of the goods sold. Clear? And what is the cost? Cost of the 2/3 will be very simple. Cost of goods sold 8 lakh 40,000, right? From like the cost of goods sold 8 lakh 40,000. From there, simply find out 2/3. So it is coming 5 lakh 60,000. So 5 lakh 60,000 were the cost of goods sold, and the selling price of the goods were 6 lakh 10,000. So what will be the gross profit? Sales minus cost of goods sold. So sale were 6 lakh 10,000 minus the gross profit were, sorry, the gross profit will be sales minus cost of goods sold. So the sales is 6 lakh 10,000 and the cost of goods sold were 5 lakh 60,000. So the answer comes to 50,000. 50,000 is nothing but the gross profit. Okay, gross profit. I hope all of you have understood. Okay, this is a gross profit on 2/3 of the goods sold. Clear? 50,000 rupees. Now let's move on to the next question. Illustration number 5, what is given here? Calculate cost of goods sold and closing stock. from the following information. We have to calculate cost of goods sold and we have to calculate the closing stock also from the information here. What is here? Sales were 5,40,000. Sales return, it was 16,000. Gross profit, it was 1,20,000. Okay. Then comes opening stock. Opening stock was 20,000. Purchases were 4 lakh. Purchase return was 4,000 and carriage inward were 15,000 rupees. Okay, we have to calculate cost of goods sold and closing stock. So for this, see, if the closing stock also need to calculate, if and the cost of goods sold also need to be calculated, what you have to do? What you have to do is that you have to find out first of all sales. Okay, you have to go in the inverse way. You have to find out the sales first. From the sales, what you have to do? From the sales, if you deduct the gross profit, okay, because the gross profit is given here, sales is also given here, right? So from the sales, if you deduct the gross profit, you will get cost of goods sold, because we have seen the formula just now that gross profit equals to sales minus cost of goods sold. Okay, so you can say that sales, if I keep it here, and cost of goods sold, if I take the other side, it will be, and if I bring the gross profit this side, if I interchange it, equations, so what you are getting, cost of goods sold equals to sales minus gross profit. So sales is given here, right? Total sales is 5,40,000 and return is 16,000. So that will be deducted, and the net sale will be 5,24,000. So from 5,24,000, if we deduct 1,20,000 rupees of gross profit, what we will get is the cost of goods sold. Once you get the cost of goods sold, opening stock is given. Cost of goods sold we got. Purchase is given. Purchase return is there. Carriage, that is a direct expenses, is given. Then you can use the cost of goods sold formula and we can find out the closing stock. Okay, so let's see. So first of all, let's see what is the sales. So the total sales, it is 5,40,000 and the return, it is 16,000. So net sale will be 5,24,000. Clear? 5,24,000, because it will be deducted. This return will be deducted and the total comes to 5,24,000. Then comes to the gross profit, it is 1,20,000. So what will be the cost of goods sold? Net sales minus gross profit. So net sales minus gross profit is how much? 5,24,000 minus 1,20,000. It comes to 4,04,000. Okay, 4,04,000. So this is nothing but the cost of goods sold. So the cost of goods sold of 4,04,000 will be the cost of goods sold here. Very simple. Then comes to the next one. What is the closing stock? So how will you calculate the closing stock? Very simple formula इस्तेमाल कर लो. वो कौन सा formula है? Cost of goods sold equals to opening stock plus purchase minus plus direct expenses minus closing stock. Opening stock plus purchase plus direct expenses minus closing stock कर दो. So cost of goods sold equals to opening stock. What is the opening stock? 20,000 plus purchases. How much? 4 lakh minus purchase return we have to do, because there's a this is not a net purchase, so we have to deduct 4,000 to get the net purchase. So purchase return will be deducted plus direct expenses of 15,000. Okay, and minus the closing stock. Closing stock is not known, so keep it as it is. Okay, don't need to make any change. Let it be as it is. So cost of goods sold, we have already got 4,04,000. Put it here. Opening stock was 20,000. Purchase was 4 lakh. Purchase return was 4,000, and carriage inward were 15,000. Closing stock will remain as it is. After making the calculation, we can see that the closing stock, it is coming 27,000. Right. The addition and all, I know you all are aware about that. So ultimately it is coming 27,000. So the closing stock is 27,000 rupees. I hope all of you have understood this point, and this point is very, very clear to all of you. Okay. Please solve this particular question number 6 as your homework and send me. I will see how you are able to understand the things or not. Okay, in the next video we'll be learning a little bit more about this type of calculations, and then we'll end up this chapter. Okay, till then, please take care of yourself, take care of your parents, guardians, and take care of your health also along with your studies. Okay, we'll meet in the next video. Bye bye.